Okay, so this is uncovered. I'm just going to sprinkle a bit of rice flour on top. Some leftover rice flour from the broth form. So this should be a 1 kilo broth form. And there is a bit of flour to it. And there still should be enough to cover the rest of the broth form. There you go. Just going to go around it. Make sure the top of the loaf is well floured. And then I start scraping off the flour from the sides with a trusty bench scraper. Like this one. So flour brushed off from the sides. Just move this around. So this one I will use at the top of the dough or right at the seam after I've checked it. Okay, so actually I'm going to move this just to the side for now. I do a couple of these just to make sure that there's a bit of flour underneath so it doesn't stick. Turn it around like so. Then just try opening it out like this, just so it's roughly square shaped. Then I go right to 2/3 left, left to over. Then from here, just make sure some of the sticky bits of my hand are off. Give this a stretch, and then I'll do these rolls. Then a couple of tightens up, like this. Fix the dough a bit like this. Fix the dough a bit like this as well. Just so these edges are a bit more sealed. A couple of tension pulls, all sides. This would go lengthways. This one's going to go down. Pop any bubbles I see. So these are relatively large bubbles. Should mean it's been well fermented. Put this down. Do another pull over there. Then another pull this way. Another pull this way. Just popping some more bubbles. Right. Flip it over. Then I'm going to go into some stitching. Before I do that, I'm just going to bring back the broth form. And usually after the shaping phase, I put it straight into the fridge for at least overnight, if not longer. So just trying to make a bit more of the surface of the dough wiggly so it can actually stick. Like this. Hands up. Like that. Do the same for this side. As you can see, the stitching has just become a bit undone. Over here. Just try to merge it together so there's very little of a seam left. And sometimes I'll use the bench scrapers just to make sure it all goes in. Into the platform, like so. So just do a bit more stitching up top over here. The dough is very sticky at the top, and I'm trying to make as much tension as possible, like this. Hopefully this is the correct way of doing it. And if it isn't, it's the way I'm doing it. Okay, just pop that tiny bubble, and then gonna do a quick wash of my hands. And from here, I am then going to add the rest of the flour to the top of the surface, and try to put a bit more potentially down the side so that it does not stick when I come to invert it from the block form and I bake it in the morning or afternoon. Okay, so get all these lovely flour bits and put it on top. I think I'm going to use a touch more rice flour. So, putting this down, just trying to make sure that there's no sticky surfaces. Pop this bubble. That'll cause a huge deformation to the dough. Sprinkle it with a bit more rice flour. And I actually am a huge fan of having the two-tone surface. So a nice shade of white at the top alongside the score. So this should now be well floured. Both down the sides and on top. Just gonna roll it out and roll it this way a bit. Roll it forwards and roll it backwards. And this, for me, ensures that it does not stick in the broth form when I put it into the fridge overnight. Just going to give it a bit of pressure, just a touch, to help it fill out the rest of the block form shape. And then finally, any sort of excess flour will be used again on top, like this. And yeah, that is my shaping process. Thank you.